British Prime Minister David Cameron vowing to destroy ISIS after the brutal beheading of aid worker David Haines, who is from Great Britain, over the weekend. His response, many saw it as much different than that of President Obama in the similar awful circumstances. Cameron left a wedding, a social event over the weekend, rushed back to work on Sunday to attend an emergency committee meeting.
We do not seek out confrontation, but we need to understand we cannot ignore this threat to our security and that of our allies. There is no option of keeping our heads down that would make us safe. The problem would merely get worse, as it has done over recent months, not just for us, but for Europe and for the world. We cannot just walk on by if we are to keep this country safe. We have to confront this menace.
Meanwhile, on this side of the pond, President Obama issued this statement after the beheading. Quote, "The United States strongly condemns the barbaric murder of UK citizen David Haines by the terrorist group ISIL. Our hearts go out to his family of Mr. Haines and to the people of the United Kingdom." The president then spent the rest of yesterday on the golf course. Katie Pavlik is editor of townhall.com News and a Fox News contributor. Marianne Marsh is a former senior advisor to then Senator John Kerry. Ladies, welcome. Good to have you both here today.
Good morning.
Marianne, what do you think about that setup, that reaction on both sides?
Well, President Obama put out a statement about the murder of British citizen David Haines by ISIS before Prime Minister Cameron did of his own citizen. Now, should we criticize Prime Minister Cameron? Of course not. So there's perception and then there's reality. The reality is President Obama in the last month has made the case to the American people to take on ISIS. He has overwhelming support to do that now. He's put assets and resources in the region. And as KT McFarland and others earlier in this hour have pointed out, everyone's working to try to get together a coalition, especially of Arab states, who have as much at stake or more than we do to take this on. So we're not the only ones taking on this scourge. It's going to take everybody, and it's going to take a long time. And I think that's where we need to focus our attention.
Right,
so that's the difference between perception and reality.
Are American actions stronger than the words that are in play here, Katie? Does what we already done make us stronger in this situation?
American actions certainly are stronger, but I want to point out that David Cameron issued this emergency response within minutes of the news of the British citizen getting beheaded by ISIS. President Obama issued his statement a couple hours later, so to say that President Obama issued his statement first is just not accurate. On the issue of what the Americans are doing, yes, we are issuing airstrikes, and Great Britain has an obligation to either join the club or do something else, and they have a really big problem on their hands when it comes to recruitment for ISIS. Let's not forget that there are more British Muslims fighting in ISIS than there are fighting in the British Army. So, you know, the Brits have a lot of things on their plate in terms of trying to prevent this from coming home because they have a bigger problem with domestic recruitment going into the Middle East and into Syria.
You know, Marianne, in terms of building this coalition, which I think everybody agrees is the most important work that the president needs to do right now, and John Kerry's working on that. There's a UN Security Council meeting next week that the president will lead. Have too many things let slip? Has the United States looked too weak in the past several years to build this coalition? Do people not really know where we stand, and is that preventing them from really getting behind this?
No, I think it's what they've gotten used to is the United States always going it alone. And the fact is, President Obama's doing nothing different than President George W. Bush did after 9/11. So it's about time everybody steps up. It's about time everybody shares responsibility. And it's about time everybody shares the cost, and I mean every cost, to do this. And that's what's so discouraging. Everybody who's been on in this hour acknowledges how much aid we give to all these countries. Yet we have to drag them kicking and screaming to do what's in everyone in their own best interest. And that's what's so frustrating here. Clearly we have the support of the American people. That's first and foremost. Now, unfortunately, David Cameron probably has the support of the people of the United Kingdom as well, sadly. But it's going to take all of this and more to beat ISIS, and that's what it's going to do.
Very good points. I want to make one more point here before we have to go, Katie, and that is that David Cameron seems very focused on the homeland. He believes that this fight is coming to his homeland. We have not had that take so dramatically. What I'm hearing a lot is, we don't have any fear that it's going to come here anytime soon.
Absolutely. I mean, David Cameron said we have to keep this country safe, and we didn't hear that directly from President Obama last week, and he gave his speech about ISIS to the American people when the fact is the head of ISIS said, I'll see you in New York. We have recruitment from Minneapolis going over to Syria. We have the State Department still not confirming whether they have revoked passports of people they know are fighting with ISIS, which means they can come back into the United States if they so please, and that recruitment stream hasn't necessarily stopped. And so we need someone inside the government, I doubt it's going to be President Obama, to step up and say, this is what we're doing to keep the people of the United States safe, and they have to do it immediately and fast.
Katie, Marianne, thank you very much. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, Martha.